Hey everyone, this is One Man Zerg with the UEN.com, and I'm giving you an awesome replay today between AxSlav, the red Protoss in the upper right, and Huck, the blue Protoss in the lower left. So I think we all know both of these players. Huck is an awesome Protoss player, has been atop the US, or I should say North American ladder because he's Canadian, for a long time, and he's well known for his Mothership Rush. He's done it in some famous tournaments. Sometimes to success, I think more often to failure, but it's still a really cool build. And then AxSlav, who we watch all the time on the UEN, and he is just well known for being an all-around good player, very talented, uses a wide array of units, I'd say more than most players do, and that makes his games really interesting. And also Huck, or AxSlav I should say, has a tendency to expand a lot. So he's a real macro-based Protoss player, which is also interesting because it gets into some of those bigger army battles, which can be really interesting. And he has a tendency to do those battles where just boom, 20 seconds later you have your whole army left and your opponent doesn't. So some really cool moves. And Huck also famously really good at early harass. More so on Terran players, but he can also do it to other players too. So we see him just trying to nibble at that pylon. Really more of a distraction tactic than anything else, because he's got to burn through 100 hit points of the pylon before anything. Oh, and AxSlav scaring him off with actually damaging some of the health there. So pretty interesting that AxSlav is able to do that on Huck, who's well known for his microing of harassing probes. There he goes in and out some more. And then AxSlav just going with the normal build. Check out their builds. Essentially mirrored builds this early. AxSlav going with an assimilator, but Huck already has his up, so Huck with a slight advantage in that regards. I'm gonna speed it up a little, and then AxSlav dropping the cybernetic score, Huck doing the same thing. So really a lot of this mirror build, and this map's a really interesting map because it's very far distance between the two bases, so you don't see too much early rush play, because by the time you're going to get to the other guy's base, they're going to have some more units than you do. And then the two Xel'Nagas in the middle, which if you hold them, you can tell most ground attacks are coming your way. And there's these really vital chokes right here and right here that you want to have your army lined up here and your opponents in that choke if you can in those middle battles. And then you do see a lot of drops coming around these edges. So we can see still not too much action. Huck trying to get AxSlav's probe out of here, and you can see AxSlav has seen what he's doing with that second gateway and that cybernetics core. Still not revealing too much information. Neither player is committed to anything other than gateways. Let's see what Huck actually sees of AxSlav this early in the game. So yeah, Huck has little knowledge of what AxSlav's doing, and AxSlav going with the 4-gate. So maybe he'll be able to do a little 4-gate action on Huck here. There's some stalkers just going at it. Looks like no one's going to win that battle. But Huck might be slightly ahead. Oh, and Huck brings in a second stalker. Looks like AxSlav was ready to expand right now, but I don't think he's going to want to drop this expo if he's got this early pressure. Oh, and he pulls out his own second stalker here. So we have stalker on stalker again. I think he warped it in using this pylon. And then chases off Huck's stalker over there. Beyond the little brush that's going on. So let's see, yeah, he is going, getting some warp gates out of these. So he's just getting these last couple units out, and then turning the rest into warp gates. So no, he must have walked over that original stalker actually. And just chasing Huck down here. Huck's got his second stalker in here, but knows with those shields down, he's definitely going to lose that battle. Ooh, and actually taking some hull damage. There we go, a little 4-on-2. AxSlav's got to get out of here. And he is escaping. And AxSlav also expands, so 4-gate into early expo. It's really interesting. And here Huck goes actually on 5 gateways. It's a big arguable thing whether or not you can support 4 or 5 gateways off one base. A lot of people say just 4 gateways, that's all you're going to be able to do off one base, but Huck always tries to get 5. So I think he might just, meet out a couple more units. And here AxSlav warping in some extra units, probably able to push this off since both players are essentially going the same build. There's Huck's warp gates finishing up But then AxSlav has 4 warp gates to Huck's 5, but he has an expansion coming up. So it looks like if AxSlav is able to hold off this early push, he's going to be in a really good position to push out on Huck later once he gets his base up and running. And yeah, he is transferring over some probes right now. So Huck's really got a small window to make this happen. And AxSlav fanning out. No one's got a real better position right here. He's going to bring in these probes, maybe do some extra damage on this. Some are trapped behind. And Huck knows he's in a really bad position right here. This choke. And those man-made chokes with those extra sentry force fields. So yeah, Huck sees he's got to push in. Surprised he's not using this other side. I see players use both sides at the same time a lot to get that bigger line on a smaller line. And bringing in some zealots and some sentries in the mix. AxSlav has his own sentries though, bringing out some probes, putting some extra pressure on Huck here. And it looks like Huck's line is going to go down as AxSlav definitely has more units right here. Look at this unit tab. Looks like, yeah, he's got a severe stalker advantage, whereas Huck wins with some zealots. But those zealots with appropriate kiting aren't going to be a problem versus stalker sentry. But he is putting a lot of pressure on AxSlav, and AxSlav's keeping these probes here to mine so he can get extra minerals. So he can keep a little advantage there. And then these zealots are going to be worked out by the rest of these stalkers here. And Huck just not able to warp in enough units quick enough right now. So it looks like that early expand by AxSlav is definitely giving him an advantage here. And Huck retreating back to his pylon here. AxSlav, a lot of units are damaged, but if he can get those shields back up, then that won't be as big of a deal. And Huck retreating here. See what he's going to do from this point. Looks like he is going to try and expand, but I think AxSlav might be trying to put on the pressure. And is he bringing down a probe for a pylon? No, he's not. So we'll see how this push goes. It's a lot of sentries, so it's not much DPS. It's a lot of control with the force fields, but it can definitely get overwhelmed by these stalkers. There he goes, Huck just blocking those units out. See what side, if AxSlav goes to the other. Don't think he's really going to be able to run these sentries out of energy. Oh wow, a lot of force fields by Huck there, so really trapping in a lot of AxSlav's units. Getting a little bit of a unit advantage with that. These stalkers, yeah, he gets out. Another sentry right there. So Huck really trying to recover right now. AxSlav not able to put on more pressure without a pylon down there. And we can see neither player is... oh, AxSlav is teching. He's getting his robotics facility. Where is he getting that at? Oh, right here. Right in front of us, the robotics facility right there. So if he's going to be able to get those Colossus up, there's the robotics bay going down right there. So going into a little Colossus transition, I'd expect him to get that out before Huck, who does not have either of those buildings. He's got a better economy right now and a better tech advantage. So Huck might try and do another push right now, sensing he's in trouble. Doesn't know that these buildings are down, but he might spot those very quickly. And AxSlav with that observer, that gives you such a tactical advantage in the battles. I think AxSlav is in a very good position right now. Just speed it up just a little so AxSlav sees these units coming right now. And Huck just going in with little scouting stalkers. So he does see these robotics facilities. And I would imagine if he sees them without them building anything, he knows he's gonna... AxSlav is gonna go with Colossus, that is. Trying to bring in some troops over here while he drives the stalkers off. AxSlav sees that, quickly blocks it off thanks to his observer, and is in a really, really strong position. Getting 2 Colossus right now. I'm actually surprised he's not chronoing those. Yeah, there he goes. Chronoing at least this one out. Because Colossus take forever to build. 75 seconds. A minute and a quarter. That is a very long time. And AxSlav just using this observer to follow these Protoss units. I see him do that all the time. It's always just a great strategy to do. You get those extended thermal lances. You can see Huck is just behind right now, getting his second robotics facility, getting a robotics bay, but he doesn't have his up, and these Colossus are almost out. There's one, and here's the second one coming out in just a second. And then yeah, there he goes, chrono boosting that extended thermal lance. You always want to do that because that takes even longer to build. I think it's like 2 minutes to get it. It's just an insane amount of time. So not seeing any action. Just gonna speed it up just a little while we watch the production tab. Huck does fend off that observer, so we know that AxSlav no longer sees what Huck has, but he has spotted these buildings down here, so he knows that Huck is doing that, and he's quickly moving across the map. Has his extended thermal lances, has a couple more Colossus coming out. And I think he knows timing is of the essence right now. He's got to get in here before Huck gets his Colossus out. You can see Huck's Colossus are almost finished. Here he goes. Extended thermal lances are dying. His whole army's in there. Just going to walk through these force fields right now. It's not a problem with the massive units. For anyone who doesn't know, sometimes we get the question, all massive units can crush force fields. So Ultras, Thors, Colossus, all of them. So each race has one. And here he does have a Colossus advantage. He does have the range advantage on the opponent's Colossus. Able to snipe that down. Able to take out a lot of these units. Just a huge army advantage right now. Look at that, 136 to 90. Just taking out Huck right now. And there's that GG from Huck. So AxSlav able to beat one of the best Huck. Both these really high level players. But AxSlav with that early expand, it was a very interesting strategy. I haven't seen that. A 4-gate into a relatively early expansion. And then he just held that off versus Huck thanks to some of the long distance on the map helped a little bit. But Huck did have a warp gate. Warping in units right here with the pylon right there. But AxSlav, yeah, just a little ahead in the timing. Got that expansion up, was able to use that economy to get these Colossus up, and then pushed out in that critical timing window where you can see Huck is still not up to him in Colossus and doesn't have the extended thermal lances. Very good play by AxSlav, good play by Huck. He knew he had to put pressure on, but just couldn't get it done right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. Some good PvP. Go to the UEN.com for more tips, tricks, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening.